What is up, guys? And what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be reviewing the two probably most used guns in the entire game for Crucible, and that is Graviton Lance and Vigilant Swing. I do want to mention I do have the catalyst for Vigilant Swing, so in the video you'll see me using that on full auto. But yeah, we're just going to be going into the pros and cons of each weapon, and at the end of the video I'm going to be saying which one I think is probably the better gun, and which one I recommend you using. So yeah, let's just get right into it. Up first, we're going to be pairing the Graviton Lance with a very good weapon called the Antiope D. It is a very good medium and long range gun, the Graviton Lance, and then pairing it with a very close range gun like the Antiope is a very good combination. So yeah, like I said, first off with the pros, it does have quite a bit of power. It can very comfortably 3-shot to the head if and only if all 3 shots in the burst are landed each time the trigger is pulled. With this good amount of power, I would definitely choose this over the Vigilance when taking down supers, especially a dodging Blade Dancer. It is simply much more accurate and powerful when hitting the head, and another pro is that the exotic perk, which upon a successful kill will release 3 orbs of void that will hit any nearby enemies. While this effect is much more prominent in PvE, it can still sometimes allow you to 2-shot or in rare cases 1-shot the enemy if all orbs hit them. In the end, the Graviton is a powerful scout rifle like pulse rifle that with its power and to the head can definitely control the flow of the match in your favor. However, of course, with all guns there are some cons. Even though the gun has a fantastic amount of power to the head, when hitting the body it is quite lackluster. If you're using Graviton, I would highly recommend that aiming for only headshots for an effective and quick kill, and you will have to see why this is such a big con, especially when comparing it to Vigilant Swing. So secondly, it is the playstyle required to play the gun. Since you might be trying to use it as a primary, and in this case the Antiope as a secondary, it is much smarter to hold back and let the enemy push you. To some people this playstyle is much harder as they are much more used to pushing with close range guns like the Antiope. And I would even find myself often running away from targets even though I had a very good position and trying to find a good position just because this gun is a very long range gun. But in the end, like in conclusion, it is a very solid gun, and I would definitely recommend it in much longer range maps, and I will still definitely use it in pretty much any long range situation, especially in PvE when you're trying to conserve health. So yeah, again, I'm going to be going into Vigilant Swing next, and yeah, let's just go right into it. With the Vigilant Swing, I paired it with a Uriel's Gift, and it is definitely the best used as a cleanup gun when the Vigilance is low on ammo. So with Vigilant Swing's pros come a very forgivable gun when it comes to body shots. As always, you should be aiming for the head, but when you do miss in close range combat, it is still very forgivable, unlike the Graviton Lance as I said before. Secondly, it is much more accurate than one might think. I found it that when going for longer range shots, it really wasn't all that bad despite its 5-shot burst. This gun, even though it is a pulse, it is still viable in long range, and since it is mainly for close and medium range, you can still find it that it's still very likely for you to get a kill in pretty much any range situation. Finally, its most powerful pro is that its potential to 2-shot to the head. It does 20 to the head, and thus if all shots hit in both bursts, it will do exactly 200 damage. However, again, there are some, well, very few cons. Like I said before, I would rather use a Graviton Lance when shutting down supers as it is much more accurate, but honestly, that really is it. I struggle to find any other con that can kind of be outdone by the Vigilance, especially with its forgivable in body shots. And when mastered, it is still a quicker time to kill the Graviton Lance despite its lower skill cap. So with all that taken into account, I conclude that in my opinion, I would use the Vigilant Swing exotic pulse rifle, as it is slightly better and easier to use when compared to the Graviton. So yeah, that is pretty much it. I will be also doing in the future a video on Uriel's Gift, which I paired with the Vigilant Swing, which I still think is probably one of the most viable and solid guns in the entire game. So yeah, like I said, the Vigilant Swing, in my opinion, is a bit better. But again, I'm just one guy. Some people would much rather use the Graviton Lance, so pretty much it all comes down to use what you like. If you like the Vigilant Swing, like me, I definitely recommend that you use it. But if you also like the Graviton, which again, it is still a very viable gun, I definitely recommend that you use it instead of the Vigilance. So yeah, that is it. Again, thank you for watching. Look out for the video on Uriel's Gift. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. So another thing that I actually noticed when editing the video is that look at my score. It is, what is that, 32, and my team's was 38, meaning I pretty much had everything, which, like, that's kind of insane. So yeah, you can pretty much control the match, especially with Vigilant Swing. And yeah, I thought that was a pretty cool little fact. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.